13-point lead. Stockton played by Stoudamire. Malone guarded by Davis. And away from the ball, Smith called for the contact on Russell. Both teams over the foul limit. Brian Russell will shoot 2. Russell making his first appearance at the line, a 74% foul shooter. Just awful free throw shooting by Utah. 17 of 28. That's 60% from the line.
Every time you say what they shoot from the line, they miss a foul shot.
Sorry. Reporting the action. Utah, meanwhile, only 1 field goal the last 5 minutes.
So you didn't say it on the second one, and he made it.
Well, still awful foul shooting. Speaks for itself. So you leave me alone. Here's Pippen kicking it out. Smith, 5 on the shot clock. Steve Smith. The game is tied at 92.
Russell did an excellent defensive job that time. He faked that Pippen, recovered in time to Smith, and then Smith made a tough shot.
Malone trying to find Marshall, picked off by Pippen. Sabonis got a piece of it. And Portland very patient on this offensive sequence.
You can see they're searching who to go to right now with Rasheed Wallace out of the game.
It's Pippen taking the shot. And it goes over the top of the backboard. The ball back to Utah.
I mean, you can get that shot really anytime you want. They looked like they were trying to set up, trying to get Sabonis in the low post area where they've been so good at getting to the free throw line at least. Instead, that time, after all that, you wind up launching a shot from downtown.
Although this is a veteran Utah team, there's some pressure here. This Jazz ball club has dropped 3 straight at home. They've given up a 13-point lead on 2 occasions to the Blazers. A minute 15 remaining on the 4th, and the game is now tied at 92. Here's Manning taking the shot. Rebounded by Davis. Tough luck shot for Danny Manning.
You talk about in and out. Pippen made a good effort trying to close out on him that time, but that was halfway down and came back out again.
Chant of defense. 10 on the shot clock. Sabonis coming up way off on that hook shot.
Sabonis tried to get it up too quick before Malone could get a piece of it. Never had his balance, never got the ball up in the air.
45 seconds left in the 4th. Malone reluctant to shoot. He's been off. Manning will go to the line. Foul is called. Foul on Pippen. So that's 5 apiece now on Pippen and Sabonis. And Danny Manning will shoot 2.
Scottie Pippen tries to guess when Manning's going to go up. A little bit of hesitation and lean in by Manning, and Pippen gets him with the body.
Manning 3 of 4 at the line. 75% for the season. You want to provide the words here?
Tell me to leave you alone. I have nothing to say.
Last 7 minutes, Utah only 1 field goal, 6 turnovers. They hit their first 11 of 12 at the line. Since then, 7 of 19. But Marshall able to get to it. 35 seconds to go. In the 4th, there's a 13-second differential with the game clock and shot clock. And Stockton looking over at Jerry Sloan. Sloan says run it. Shot clock down to 5. Another Utah turnover. Timeout called by the Blazers with 15.5 seconds remaining.
Utah starts its play that they hope will be the winning or lead basket for him. Stoudamire gambles. Stockton gets in the lane, but he's up in the air in the middle of 3 Blazers and doesn't get a good look. Dale Davis picks it off. The problem is, after Davis picked it off, he passed it, and then they call the timeout. So Portland cannot advance it to half court right now. Not that it's that necessary they do anyhow, because there's plenty of time for them to get it up the floor.
And the Blazers have a full timeout and a 20 remaining. Utah 2 full and a 20. Both teams over the limit. Portland has come back from a 13-point deficit. They've come back on 2 occasions. Game tied at 92.
You don't want to shoot it too early now. You want to get the last shot to win it here, or else go into overtime if you're Portland.
Stoudamire for Sabonis. Anthony. Time running down. Here's Anthony with the shot. The tip Will it count? No. Too late. We go to overtime. Have played one overtime game this year. Portland winning at Orlando in OT back in mid-November. And Utah with a victory over the Clippers in Los Angeles in early November. Free throw shooting has killed the Jazz. 7 for their last 19 at the line. Rasheed Wallace has already fouled out. Arvydas Sabonis and Scottie Pippen each playing with 5 fouls. Ostertag and Sabonis on the tip. And the Blazers control. Stoudamire being played by Stockton. And as Stoudamire reverses, a foul is called on the Jets' lead of the night.
Gives Sabonis some credit. He doesn't jump very high, but he kept it alive and got it out to Stoudamire for the basket.
Battle between Dale Davis and Karl Malone as they became entangled, and the foul is called on Davis.
Making spot-up shots, so important for guards on teams who have big people. Well, there's the big guy battling for it, and there's the spot-up by Stoudamire.
David Stoudamire, 38% shooter from three-point range, giving the Blazers a three-point edge. Ostertag now sitting down. Manning is back. Manning with Malone and Marshall up front. Here's Stockton in a crowd. Malone taking his first shot in some time. Sabonis able to hang on. Thought he was fouled.
Here we have Stoudamire. We mentioned early in the game about the conditioning, how he feels he's that much stronger this year. He's in his 40th minute right now in this game, still playing extremely well.
Karl Malone only 5 of 16. Stoudamire coming up short.
There's one of those shots now that he would take a year ago, and he had eliminated a lot of those. He didn't need it at that time.
Last touch by Pippen. David Stoudamire scored Portland's last 4 field goals over the last 8 minutes. Stockton setting it up for Marshall. Oh, strong effort by Donyell Marshall.
And Scottie Pippen actually got a piece of that from behind his head. He still was able to convert.
The Portland lead is 1. Blazers coming off the stirring win over the Lakers in L.A. on Monday. Sabonis with the tip. And they've come back strong here tonight after a slow start.
They've run that play 4 times now in overtime. It's a baseline screen by Steve Smith. They want Sabonis to come to the ball. Then they screen down on Smith at the end on the opposite side in case they can't get it to Sabonis.
Manning for 3. And here comes Stoudamire. Pulls it back. It's a 3-point Portland lead. 2:25 remaining in overtime. And apparently a problem with the clock, the 24-second. David Stoudamire has been on fire. Foul is called against the Blazers with 1:57 remaining in this 4th quarter. Blazers up by 5, and the crowd waving goodbye to Scottie Pippen.
Scottie giving the little travel signal. He felt that Manning had come to a little jump stop, shuffled his feet before he went up.
Number 6 on Pippen. Strong game for Scottie, 22 points, 7 rebounds. So Portland has now lost Rasheed Wallace and Scottie Pippen. Both have fouled out. Arvydas Sabonis playing with 5. And Danny Manning, who had missed his previous 2, able to get the roll. Scottie Pippen had only 2 points at the half. 20 of his 22 coming in the second half. 4-point Blazer lead. You have the feeling that the Utah Jazz will be working at the free throw line a little extra tomorrow?
Well, you can bet that they've worked on it all year. It's just one of those things that players get there in certain games. You know, one night you have 1 guy missing, 2 guys missing. When you get a night where you have 4, 5, 6 guys missing the same night and you're in a close game, it's a killer.
Possession up by 4. Sabonis spinning on Malone. Marshall with the rebound. Ryan Russell. Fouled, hacked by Wells, who tried to strip him.
Utah almost had fast break numbers because too many of the Trailblazers tried to hang in there on the rebounder and steal the ball back again. As a result, the Jazz had taken off down the floor, and Stockton just couldn't find the opening to deliver.
Blazers now lead by 2.
For all those years that they only had 3, 4, 5 losses for the whole season at home, it's catching up to them this year.
Yes, last year 36-5. Down to 50 seconds remaining on the fourth. And the offensive foul on Sabonis. And that is number 6.
Sabonis fighting for position against Karl Malone. Very physical down the low post area. Mike Dunleavy obviously upset because no one fights harder for position than Karl Malone does. As you see, Sabonis try to turn in, brings that left arm up. He's so big and so strong, and a pretty good acting job by Malone. Knocks him back. Offensive foul is called.
But 2 timeouts left. Utah 2-20. Blazers up by 2. 40 seconds remaining in overtime. Here's Russell for 3. Rebounded by Kemp. We're down to a half minute left in overtime.
Now about 10 seconds difference now between the game clock and the shot clock.
Stoudamire setting up against Stockton. Stoudamire for Smith for 3. And Dale Davis comes away with it. Foul is called. Well, Dale Davis with a huge rebound. There was a question as to whether Dale Davis would see any action in tonight's game after missing practice on Wednesday, missing the shoot-around today, upset about getting only 5 minutes of playing time against the Lakers on Monday. So Davis to the line, 69% free throw shooter. Whoa!
You look out on the floor, and it's kind of interesting. Dale Davis, who played so many minutes for Indiana last year as a starter, all those games. Sean Kemp, who played so many minutes for Cleveland as a starter. Both of them coming off the bench now in overtime, playing a major role here. A little substitution by Mike Dunleavy for defensive matchup purposes.
And Dale Davis receiving the treatment with 11.5 remaining in overtime. Missing on both. Utah takes on time. The Jazz at center court. Blazers 101, the Jazz 99. 10 and 9/10 seconds remaining in overtime. Here's the play developing. Stockton, played by Stoudamire, down to 7. Stockton on the run. Stockton whipping in, yes, and it counts! With 4 and 8/10 seconds to go in overtime.
Well, they used the same 2 players. They used Malone and Stockton, but they took it off the top of the circle and moved it to the sideline. Instead of playing at the top of the circle, they moved everyone over to the right side of the floor. Stockton and Malone on the left side, pick and roll. Stockton turns back in, steps underneath, makes the shot, and now the free throw attempt.
A 38-year-old John Stockton ties the game at 101. He's 1 for 2 at the line and an 84% shooter. 4 and 8/10 seconds to go. 3-point play for John Stockton. 101. What do you look for Portland to do?
Well, you've got a lot of time. Just under 5 seconds remaining. It's a little easier to get it in now because you can go into the backcourt nowadays, but you've got to hurry up with dribble penetration. Set a quick screen. They can switch on that. There's not a lot of time for that. So right now you've got to screen hard, get the ball in first, and then make it happen.
All right, Stoudamire has it knocked away, recovers the shot. Yes! Damon Stoudamire has given the Blazers a 1-point lead with 0.4 of a second to go in overtime.
Catch it. It can come to rest in the shooter's hand and get the shot off with 0.4 of a second. 0.3 or below, it's got to be a tip. Cannot control it.
Ryan Russell will throw in from center court. The Jazz facing the prospect of a 4th straight loss at home. All right, here's Russell. Here's the catch. The shot is short, and the Blazers have come from behind to defeat the Jazz in a dramatic game in overtime. It's Portland 103 and Utah 102. Blazers have now won 3 straight. They go to 20-10. Utah also at 20-10, and they have now lost 4 straight here at the Delta Center.
Stockton tries to set a back pick so they can throw a lob to Malone. The ball's a little long. Malone catches it behind the backboard, tries to get it up there, but no good.
And how about Damon Stoudamire? Season high of 32, coming off a big game against the Lakers. 13 points in the last 6 minutes of the 4th quarter and overtime. Let's go to Cheryl with Damon.
First of all, Damon, you have to describe the last play. It looked like you turned the corner. John Stockton knocks the ball loose. What happened on that play?
Well, it was a clear out for me to catch the ball at the top. I got around John. John knocked the ball out of my hand and hit Danny's leg, bounced back into my hand, and I just tried to get it up there and as fast as I could because I knew time was running out, and it went in.
3 starters foul out. Talk about how big this win is.
Man, this is a big win for us. You know, we come off the Lakers, a big win on Christmas Day. Come in here and get another big win.